Aloha, friends. Please join us as we explore walking backwards. Now, our body tends to follow our eyes where we're looking, and our eyes are in the front of our head. We don't have eyes in the back, and we don't have a neck like an owl that can turn and look behind us. So it's a skill that we need to figure out how to do it. And I know a person who is excellent at that. So Tina, will you help us?
My pleasure. Before we get into this, I would like for you to imagine with me, you are moving into a new home. You have a moving van that has the long ramp coming down, and it's time to unload the refrigerator. And what might you do to make sure that you can unload this very heavy thing safely? Well, first of all, you're going to leave your energy and your weight towards that heavy thing, so that way it doesn't overtake you and run over the entire situation. The other thing that we would do, or we might do, is kind of use that toe back there to go, okay, is it safe to step? Is it safe? Oh, and ease that heavy equipment down the ramp. I love this visual because it's very similar to what I like to think of when I am doing my backwards walk. Because one of the most important things is staying poised towards your partner. And that's a difficult thing to do when you're actually traveling in the opposite direction. So once again, working in that idea of wind up, opposites. When you get a nice clear wind up from your partner, that naturally takes your poise and your positioning to the front part of your foot. It also, if you'll notice, as I get my wind up, it allows my free leg to extend backwards to prepare. That's my little sensor. Is it okay? Is it safe to step? Is there anyone back there? If you just plow right ahead, it's very easy to step on one of your fellow dancers. That's bad. The other reason why we really want to make sure that we are extending the leg backwards is I need to free up the space underneath my body for my partner to step forward. They have given me the indication that they're about to step forward through that windup. I need to make sure that I give them enough space to do so, because if I don't, then we're talking about my toes getting stepped on, and I do not like that. So to preserve my pedicure and my toes, we want to make sure that we're extending backwards. Then, as we travel from one foot to the next, much like Arjun was talking about moving forward, I want to utilize my whole foot to roll from my heavy foot onto my new heavy foot. Once I get there, I need to complete the motion. So we want to think about using our core muscles to bring that leg underneath our body. We want that to be a very intentional movement. And then if we don't get any signal that we are stopping, we need to free up then the space underneath us once again for our partner to be able to step, keeping the forward poise as we're doing this. Next thing that I want you to think about is this motion of stretching backwards. We like for you to think of this as coming from the back of the knee, through the hamstrings, even through the glutes. We don't want to think of this as coming from the foot. That creates, thank you, a very short step. If we think of it as coming from the back of the leg, then that gives us that lovely extension that gives us the look that we're going for in Argentine Tango and gives our partner the space to step underneath us.
I love that refrigerator model, by the way, giving us the idea of how we resist our partner a bit, and yet we yield.
It's a balance.
Right, right. We want to maintain that connection and go with.
Absolutely. So as you are practicing this in your solo practice, as always, methodically and slowly work through the techniques. When you feel that it is comfortable in your body, something that might be helpful is if you can find a safe downward slope, like a parking garage on the weekend where it might be empty, or if you live in a hilly area, a sidewalk, if you can find a downward slope, that's a wonderful place to practice that backwards walk, because it really gives you that sensation of feeling your way there and staying poised towards our partner.
we want you to practice the backward walk and the forward walk solo first before you jump in with a partner. It can also be helpful if you will check out the next topic where we're going to cover feedback, both giving it and receiving it. That'll help the two of you coordinate if there are any little issues that come up.
So we will see you in feedback on the very next exploration. Until then, abrazos.